record. Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. So we are from group 4. We're gonna doing presentation about early modern English and Renaissance. So for the first early modern English is gonna explain by Riska.
Early modern English. Early modern English is said to span roughly the years from 1500 until 1800. This period is termed the Renaissance. The language of this Elizabeth age is much more closely related to our modern English today than, say, the language of Chaucer in the Canterbury Tales. Although Elizabeth English would be strange to the modern ear, we would understand it. In contrast, Chaucer's language would be pronounced so differently, as this was before the Great Vowel Shift, that it would be almost unintelligible to a present-day listener. A strong influence on the English language during Renaissance times was the revival of classical scholarship, which saw an increase in the numbers of Greek and Latin words incorporated into English. This influx of new words again increased the richness of English vocabulary still further, with many new words introduced into the language. Next. Next, history. Early modern English emerged between the 15th and 18th centuries, concurrent with the European Renaissance, by expanding the vocabulary and influencing the way people write and speak. The Renaissance made a significant contribution to the growth of the English language, with the transition from Middle English to the early forms of modern English. Renaissance literature and intellectual concepts had a significant influence on the culture and literature of the English language today.
Okay, next is gonna explain by Fara.
Okay, evolution of language. During the Renaissance, early modern English emerged, breaking Middle English and modern English. This period saw 1. Vocabulary expansion, borrowing words from Latin and Greek. Standardization, effort to standardize the language. Printing press, mass production of books aided language decimation. Literally influence words like Shakespeare speed the language, grammatical change, simplification of grammar and shift in pronunciation. This area and English and set the step for modern English.
Okay, next is Stefhani.
Okay, next, the Great Vowel Shift. Between 1450 and 1750, there is a great event in the history of the English language, which saw the change from Middle English to early modern English, the Great Vowel Shift. The Great Vowel Shift saw a complete change in the way people pronounce English vowels. Vowels started to be pronounced more towards the front of the mouth. In addition to the change in pronunciation of vowels in English, the end letter E on many words became voiceless. For example, the word name changed from using a short A sound and voice ending E pronounced as A. In Middle English, the word name pronounced as namai to how we say it today with a long A and a voiceless E. Name pronounced as name. Next.
Okay, next. Sebentar. Yeah, okay, starting.
Okay. Next, figures in early modern English. 1. William Shakespeare. 2. Geoffrey Chaucer. 3. John Milton. 4. Christopher Marlowe. 5. Thomas More. 6. Sir Thomas Yard. 7. Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey. 8. William Tyndale. 9. Ben Jonson. 10. John Bunyan. 11. Francis Bacon. 12. Queen Elizabeth I. Okay, next. Next, Sidra. Okay. The first English dictionary. The early modern period also saw the creation of the first English dictionary, published by Robert Cowdery in 1000 in 16 and 4. This helped the push toward the standardization of the English language. Cowdery's dictionary was followed in 17 and 55 by the more useful and comprehensive dictionary of Samuel Johnson. Explore more about this dictionary and their impact on our history of the English dictionary page.
All right, next is gonna explain by Nicholas.
Okay. Next, Shakespeare and the English language. During Elizabeth times, Shakespeare was highly influential in society due to his position as the official royal play language in new and creative ways, and he invent many new words and phrases never heard before. We still use many of Shakespeare's words and parts today, often without realizing it, and many of his witty lines have become classic English proverbs. For example, this word, phrase, idiom, and proverb all come from Shakespeare writing. Scuffle or Antony and Cleopatra, star-crossed Romeo and Juliet, belonging measure for measure. Next. And conclusion is the 50 talk 70 countries locally and are referred to as the early modern English era in the history of the English language. The syntax, vocabulary, and pronunciation of English underwent substantial modification throughout this time. Important literary works like Shakespeare play first started to appear during this time. The development of art, literature, science, and human thought were a hallmark of the Renaissance, a culture and an intellectual movement that took place in Europe, particularly from the 14th to the 17th centuries. The revival of ancient Greek and Roman concept thought this period laid a crucial foundation for the growth on contemporary Western culture. Okay, we just start.
Okay, so that's all our presentations about early modern English and Renaissance. So if you guys have any questions, we're gonna discuss it on WhatsApp group. So thank you very much and see you again. Thank you.